Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Hero, directed by P.S. Mithran and starring Sivakarthikeyan as Shakti. Now, as a child, Shakti wants to become a superhero, but then he grows up and becomes a forger of certificates. How did this happen? There is obviously a big fat flashback. But here's the thing, when Shakti narrates this flashback to Meera, played by Kalyani Priyadarshan, she doesn't care. And she dismisses it as a sob story. She says everybody who does wrong things has a justification. They keep saying things like the system made me do it. She doesn't take him seriously. And that is the first sign that Hero is not going to be your typical superhero movie. This is in fact a remake, a sort of spiritual remake of Gentleman, where Sivakarthikeyan continues where Arjun left off. And the most surprising thing about Hero for me is how unheroic the leading man is. And the everyman like Sivakarthikeyan is perfectly cast in this role. Take Shakti's profession, for instance. He's a borderline crook. He's a forger. Now, he may have a woman around in the form of Meera, but she's not a typical heroine, and this is not your usual love angle. He may end up doing action scenes, but again, in these action scenes, he's aided by gadgets that are developed by young children. Yes, I said children. These children are actually responsible, not the hero himself. These children are responsible for creating the superhero that Shakti finally becomes. Now, who are these children? These children are out-of-the-box thinkers. They do not fit into the traditional school model, but they have their own talents, and they are the ones that are typically neglected by our educational system. Now, the villain played by Abhay Deol essentially wants to make money out of these educated children because he wants to make them do exactly the kind of robotic work that he wants. But Sivakarthikeyan wants to set them free, and that's the whole story. Now, Hero is not at all the film that I expected. I thought it was going to be a traditional superhero mass action adventure kind of movie, but this is not as massy, and Sivakarthikeyan does not hog the limelight. You know, there's so many people involved in the story, and there's a lot of clean and very clear writing, because even the question of why does Shakti become a forger is answered in the backstory, because his background involves a forged certificate. Why do these kids help Shakti become a superhero? Because they are indirectly helping other kids like themselves, other misfits, other out-of-the-box thinkers. Now, my only real problem with the film was that all these great ideas don't come together with a punch that you expect, so the film is a little low-key. It's also a very talky film, so a lot of the time we seem to be listening to variations on the same idea. I wish that the children had been used better and used more, and there are big moments, huge moments, like the one where Shakti's name is erased from a school certificate. I wanted to be more moved than what I actually was. I wanted goose flesh. But if Hero doesn't soar to great heights, it's still a very, very solid film. It has a very, very solid character in Satyamurthy, the mentor played by Arjun, the original gentleman. He is, in a way, Hero's real hero because he is determined to catch that spark in young children and foster that spark. He runs a school like the one we saw in Three Idiots, where children invent all kinds of amazing things, like an engine that runs on just salt water. And that combination of Arjun and Sivakarthikeyan, the characters, makes this film work, because at the end of the day, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, that is not the way to do it. So that's it for Hero. The full review is up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.